I totally blew that one up. I put the wrong video clip on there. This is not the fantasy countdown. This is sweep the league, baby.
Hey, I
Sorry
don't want to
about
get
that.
sued, man. I don't want to get
Well, we
sued.
might sued by who? Our own people.
Hey, Rudy he's a different man now, man. He's a big timer now. He's a big
I
timer.
know. I get scared every time he messages me. I'm like, oh crap, what did I do wrong this time? But anyway, no. And I also didn't notice in that clip that picture kind of looks like Drew Brees a little bit. Maybe I didn't notice,
So when I first sat down, I thought it was Ben Roethlisberger. I said, is that Ben Roethlisberger?
but anyway, this is sweep the league. This is not fantasy countdown. We're gonna sweep a lot of different two league. Well, I guess one league and then a amateur league. I guess you can say. We're gonna throw a little curveball in for y'all today. But first off, thank you for watching. This is Trey Cots. This ain't Rudy. Rudy's busy doing his new show that's going to be starting called Sweep the League, the radio show. That is this Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a lot of good guests. It's going to be a lot of good things going on. And I just can't wait. There's going to be the live score updating Sunday Night Football. Basketball season starts on Tuesday night, so starting in a couple of weeks, he'll be updating Spurs stuff, everything that needs to go around the whole league, all the leagues. That's why it's called Sweep the League, the radio show. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Trey3025. Austin Hartsfield, MLB. I don't know why he's not on here anymore. I know he's going, baseball season's over, but we need to get him back on here and talk about his Colts because how they blew that lead on Monday night, I have no idea. But I need to talk to him about that. You can follow him at Hartsfield, MLB. You can follow Will Nation, the rookie, at Twitter at Will Nation7. That is a capital W and a capital N. And Coach Gio, that's two O's because there's another Coach Gio out there who trying to steal his identity or something.
Dude, I've tried. You know what? I've messaged that account. He doesn't want to give it back, so whatever.
Whatever. I like the two O's. It gives a flair. And also, you can go Rudy Campos Jr. at Sweep the League. That is our Twitter handles. Also, I want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors out there as well. Busher. Make sure you go to busher.com/sweep the league to get all your sporting gambling needs to go, man. We got a lot of good football, NFL games, a great NFL game this Thursday night. Well, I wouldn't say great, but it is an intriguing matchup. Both teams coming off a great win on Thursday night, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll get in that game a little bit later. We have college football on Thursday and Friday night this week. Clemson and somebody, I can't remember who they're Virginia Tech? Somebody.
Does Clemson still play football?
Hey, man, they're still in the running for the ACC championship. Just saying. Anyway, go to busher.com. NBA preseason hockey started last night, fellas, on ESPN. I watched hockey last night. They brought it back. I'm giving it a chance. The Kraken, I'm sorry. That might be my new favorite team. But anyway, go to busher.com/sweep. You can do parlay on all those things. All the sports are going on right now. Postseason baseball. Make sure you go to busher.com/sweep to get started today. Also, DraftKings. Give a shout out to DraftKings. Use the promo code TPPN to get your account started today. They have anything from a cent to $1 to thousands of dollars, whatever you want to do. They have free games as well. I just got an email today saying I could play a free game. I was all excited about that. Go to DraftKings. Use that promo code to get started today with DraftKings. Also, if you United Collision Care Center, if you get your car dinged up or whatever the case may be, make sure you take it to the guys over there with Lewis and those guys over there at United Collision Care Center. They'll get you hooked up right away. No hassle, no time. You'll be in and out faster than that. So make sure you go check out those guys. And also Project Spurs. They just came out with a podcast yesterday talking about them Dallas Cowboys. They had a lot of good guests on there, but they also talking a lot of Spurs. I'm not talking much Cowboys today, man. I'm not. That's the only thing I'm going to get into. Project Spurs, talking a lot of Spurs. Spurs made big news this week, cutting Luka. That's big news. I was shocked that they cut him so quickly, but make sure you check out Project Spurs over there to make sure that you get everything that you need around the NBA and also the NFL as well. Those guys over there do a phenomenal job. All right, guys. I'm going to change it up a little bit tonight. I know there's a lot of news going on the cycles this week. It's only Wednesday, and there's a lot of news. But I want to start with this. We have a new number one in the college football rankings. The Georgia Bulldogs, baby, finally overtake Alabama thanks to those fighting Aggies.
Overtake.
The Aggies saved my Saturday night because of that win. And I thought for a split second that field goal was left. I thought he missed that completely, but then somehow it hooked right. I still don't see how those football kickers can do it. But I want to do this, and I'll go first on this. I want to real quick go top 10. Like, who is y'all's top 10? Or if you just want to do top 5, I don't care what the case may be. But I'm going to go real quick. My top 10, I'm going to go Georgia. I said that all year. I said it a couple weeks ago. Gio can back me up on that. I said it on Twitter. Georgia's the best team in college football. No one's beating this team. Alabama's not beating this team. No one's beating this team. You can't run the ball on them. You can't score on this team. I mean, they gave up a touchdown, but that's only, 2 touchdowns all year long that the defense gave up in 6 weeks. Georgia's the number 1 team. Iowa, until they lose, they're the number 2 team. They're playing the Big Ten. I know the Big Ten's kind of overrated, but I'm still giving Iowa that number 2. Cincy, I got to give Cincinnati some love, beating Notre Dame. I know Notre Dame game it's kind of not looking so great right now the way Notre Dame's playing, but Cincinnati, until someone beats someone, I think that they're right there. And I have Ohio State, guys. I have Ohio State at number 4. I think they're coming along, baby. They're looking like a team. They're looking like the team again. All you got to do is get in that Big Ten championship game because we all know that Oklahoma's not going to make it. That's just me. I don't think Oklahoma's lucky to survive. Anyway, we'll get into that a little bit later. And then number 5, I got Michigan. Michigan's up there, guys. I think Jim Harbaugh finally has his QB. I think they finally have a great defense. I think they have a running attack. I think that this is a year they might beat Ohio State, but I doubt it. Something will happen. And then at number 6, I got Alabama, which I shouldn't even be in there. Then I got Oregon, Michigan State, Oklahoma, and Penn State. Gio, I'm going to go to you. Did I get it right?
Listen, as much as I agree with you, I still think Alabama could beat us. I still respect that team.
No.
They have owned Georgia since 2007, so I'm still – I need to see it with my own 2 eyes.
You're a fan. You're a fan of Georgia because if I was a fan, I would do the same thing.
But Georgia, I feel like this year I think they're better than Alabama. I mean, they're recruiting the same. I mean, they're getting the best talent. I think Georgia's number 1. And listen, I'm putting Alabama number 2. Iowa, Lord. They barely beat Penn State last week. Didn't look pretty. I get it. There's no style points. But give me Alabama number 2. And then put Ohio State number 3. And then number 4, I guess you could put Iowa. And then Oklahoma, though. Oklahoma, listen, that defense
sucks. What's the Big 12?
It is. I mean, that Texas isn't too far behind, but Oklahoma's defense, what I saw was that was pitiful. Like, and I'm not saying that every SEC defense is great because it's not. But it's better than that. So that's my top 5. But honestly, if the playoffs started, Georgia would play Oklahoma and Iowa would play Cincinnati. I mean, that would be an interesting playoff run. But Georgia, Alabama, my top 2.
Okay. I kind of disagree with the Alabama because Alabama actually should probably maybe have 2 losses this year if Florida would have played that first half. Alabama does not look good to me this year. That defense is not good. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I mean, they're giving up 40 points at Texas A&M to a backup quarterback who wasn't doing anything against Mississippi State and the Pirate, the head coach for the Mississippi State. They lost 2 games in a row. They barely beat Colorado. I'm just saying that the defense is not good. But we'll go to you. I digress.
I mean, I got Georgia, then I put Iowa just because they've looked decent, and they're probably the best team in the Big Ten at the moment. I put Cincy at 3 because I don't want them playing Georgia in the first round. I think that they got to give them a little bit more respect to give them a chance to get to the actual national title game.
Whoa, what is this? No.
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
I'm tired of the small teams always having to play the biggest dog, and then they have no chance when that's what this is. You got to get the small guy a chance. I put OU 4. I don't know why. Just because.
Why?
Look.
I mean, listen, they did come back.
They can play when they want to play.
They didn't. They didn't come back. Texas gave. I don't know what Texas stopped running the
Wait,
ball.
but they
which
were down 28-7. Trey, you gotta
Texas
give them
stopped
some
throwing the
credit.
ball.
Man.
Tried to run it, and then they tried to throw everything, and it wasn't working.
You gotta give them some credit though.
I give them credit.
You gotta
As much
give
as I
them
say,
credit.
But I'm
these
just
two
saying,
teams are going
to play when they need to play when their backs against the wall, and they're going to be a different team with this freshman. They're a completely different team. I think rather.
But Texas will have if Texas plays them again in the Big 12, which I'm predicting. I think Texas is going to beat Oklahoma next time.
Well, we got a few weeks until that happens.
We got a long week to go. You're right.
So
But go
what?
ahead.
They beat them, and then they're gonna be in the Papa John's Bowl. I mean,
Well, I'm not saying that. I don't think any Big 12
Yeah.
team is going to make it. I don't think any Big 12 team is going to make it to the
No.
championship. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
This is where you
This
guys
is
are
a
gonna,
year.
This is where you're going to kill me.
Go
I
ahead.
put Alabama 5.
Okay.
Then I put
okay.
Michigan 6.
Not bad.
Okay.
Then I put Oregon.
That's what I have.
Then OSU, because you can't beat a team and be ahead of them. I'm sorry, OSU cannot be ahead of Oregon. I hate when the BCS and all those people do that.
That is
Then I
weird,
have-
though. I find that to be strange.
And then I rounded out with Penn State and Michigan State. So a lot of Big Ten in the top 10, but that's all going to unravel in the next 3-4 weeks when they start playing each other.
I will say this. This is the year that we should have 12 teams in this freaking college football.
No, I
It's
think
a-
8 teams is fine.
Eight. I'll go 8. I'll go 8 with you.
I would
But
take 8.
dude, it's how are you gonna so far? How are you gonna justify all this? Like seriously, like everyone already has like almost one loss. I'm just saying. Michigan State's gonna lose. Oklahoma. I mean, did they really look like a top 4 team? Penn State. They only loss they have is against Iowa, and Iowa had to come back and win that one.
But they
Oregon
also
lost
lost.
to horrible
Penn
Stanford
State
team.
lose their quarterback.
Yeah, that's the problem
See-
I have. If Penn State didn't lose their quarterback, I think they win that game.
Yeah, well, that could be the case in any NFL game here in the last 3 weeks.
That's true.
My gosh.
Or field goal kicking, whatever.
Well, that's another story.
Mason
But,
Crossbar.
Michigan's got a tough schedule ahead of them. I mean, they got everybody ahead of them and then some in the top 10.
Man, Georgia has to play a ranked team every week. We got number
Okay.
11 Kentucky this week.
Dude,
Jeez.
dude,
Kentucky.
I'm
playing
trying
basketball or
I'm trying to find a way to find a way
Is
for
this
Kentucky
game
to
in-
beat Georgia.
Is this game in Georgia or is it?
It's in
Oh.
Georgia.
Oh, it's
I'm
gonna
trying
be
to I'm trying to find a
It's
way
gonna be
for
the sea
Kentucky
of
to
red.
win.
It's
I'm-
going to be the sea of red. It's going to be a pretty.
I think
rich
the
game.
spread on Busher right now is 17. I can't remember. I'll go look later. But
Listen, you respect everybody in the SEC. I mean, we
Kentucky's a good team.
they're pretty
That is
good.
a
I
good
mean,
dang team.
they beat Florida, right?
They beat Florida, and then they beat. I forgot who they beat last night, or last week. But anyway, that's a good team. They have defense that can score. They can, man. I hate saying this,
has
but
them
the
at
SEC is good.
22.5.
22 and a half. Jesus.
I'll take
Well, you
those.
can't
But
score on
ESPN
Georgia.
has it at right
I
now.
think they're. I think they'll stay in this. It's just Georgia's defense, man. That's a really good defense.
man.
Like
That's the
honestly,
best defense.
when I watch big Jordan Davis up front, that's a man right there. That's a man. But also Georgia hasn't even. They have guys out. Like they got guys coming in. They got guys leaving out. So Georgia has dealt with injuries the past. If they were fully strength, honestly, I think they would be a pure plug-in to win the SEC championship game. But they've had some injuries here and there up front too. So, they've kind of not been too ahead. But it should be some good games this week. It's going to be fun.
And can you explain to me why the good games are at 11 o'clock in the morning for us? Like, should it be a 2:30 game, like Texas Oklahoma State? That should be a great 2:30 game. But no, I guess because everyone watches Kentucky, Georgia for some reason on CBS.
Well, they're coming. The college game day is coming to Athens for like the 4th time this year. I felt like.
I know.
Yeah.
They've been coming much pretty heavy this year.
Yeah, like I
Because
said,
I thought Justin Fields was going to be there this year, I guess. I don't know. Wouldn't that be his year?
Unfortunately, well, he probably would have left last year. But of course, we had Justin Fields, and we started Jake Fromm. No disrespect to Jake Fromm, but Justin Fields would have gotten us to a championship game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I honestly think that. But Archie Manning's son, or whoever's son that is, I don't even know what. Come to Georgia. He was there a few weeks ago. He looks good in red. That's all I'm gonna say. He looks good in red.
Oh, Lord.
He better not go to Ole Miss.
I don't think he will.
Don't go to Tennessee either. They're dumb. Go to Georgia,
I don't
man.
even think those are his top 5 schools. I mean, he was just at Texas not too long ago, too.
Good luck with that.
All right, let's move on, guys. Before I can talk college football all day. I say it for a long time. We need to have a college football show. I will say this before I go on to this next topic. How about them Roadrunners, baby? Just saying, 6-0. Have a big homecoming game against Rice. They should take care of Rice. But man, they are bowl eligible already in October. Go out, go Birds! Birds up, baby!
What are we talking? The HEB Bowl?
UTSA. Dude, they keep winning. They
play
can make
the
it
Alamo
New Year's
Bowl.
6.
Alamo Bowl.
No, the Alamo Bowl's for Pac-12 and Big 12.
I keep throwing shade at them, but no, it's been a good season for them. That they've
Jeff Traylor's doing a phenomenal job over there.
he's gonna be gone.
He's gonna be gone. He's gonna go to one of these big schools, and who knows, maybe turn it around. I hope, but I don't know. These small market schools aren't doing very good with going and they go up to the elites of the school. So who knows? But Jeff Traylor's doing a great job. I love Jeff Traylor. I interviewed him a couple times on the radio show that I used to do. So, but he's a great guy, great man. Congratulations to the Birds up. Hopefully I'm there this Saturday for your homecoming game. They do tailgating right over there in San Antonio. Just letting everyone know. Okay, we're moving on. The story of Monday night was not the Monday Night Football game, even though that was a great Monday Night Football game, which I fell asleep halfway and I woke up and I thought the Ravens won, which was really shocking to me. I was like, what? How the heck did this happen? And everyone's talking about how great of a thrower, what's his name is, Lamar Jackson is. He has one good game. He has a one good game.
Got a million record.
Yeah,
but anyway,
he's been getting better and better though. He's improving. That's just
anyway. I didn't watch the game. I was hanging out with my daughter because I've been neglecting that. And then I look at my phone. I see that John Gruden resigned from the Oakland Raiders.
Chucky,
what the heck? I didn't even know anything about these email things until Sunday night. I was like, oh, well, it'll blow over, whatever the case may be. If Urban Meyer can survive a lap dance, this can survive. But I tell you what, you better not ever write an email. Even Adam Schefter is not immune to this council culture mob. I'm telling you, he's in the highlights right now. So what I'm getting at, John Gruden, these emails, I know there's still some more coming out and everything. What I'm saying is, I don't condone anything he says. It's horrible what he said. It's horrible but these are emails, and there's people who worked with him at ESPN who back him up and said there is not a racist bone in his body. They could be wrong. It could just be fake, whatever the case may be. This is where I have a problem with. He writes an email. He doesn't. Should he have been resigned or should he have been fired for this? I'll start with Gio on this one. Do you think he should have been suspended, or do you think it would have blown over?
Well,
do you think he resigned too quick?
No. To say, listen, what he said was inappropriate. It was just disgusting, and
yes.
But the NFL, this is weird to me. The NFL did an investigation on the Washington football team.
Exactly.
Right? And how the heck does John Gruden is the one who has to resign, and he doesn't even work for that franchise? Where's the 63,000 emails? Can we get to see who else? Because we know that Paul Allen was CC'd. Sean McVay's uncle was on several emails. There are a lot of people that were CC'd on these emails, and we don't have no information whatsoever. So I find it very funny that the NFL, which I'm sure probably leaked this information.
Roger Goodell leaked it. Goodell leaked this.
They had to leak this information because John Gruden is like the scapegoat, and he wasn't even part of this investigation to begin with. And then now the NFLPA is saying, hey, can we see some of these emails? Because it's not just John Gruden. It has to be other people. And I think the truth will eventually come out. in the next few months. But for John, I think he made the right decision right now. In the state of society and kind of what's been happening with certain people using certain phrases. And I mean, listen, John Gruden, people say that wasn't who he was, but sometimes we just don't know how people talk with other people, right? I may talk to Trey differently than I do with Rudy or with someone else. So, hey, it's part of it right now. Plus, he wasn't doing anything anyway. Let's be honest. He was losing. So it was time to go, and he's kind of the scapegoat, but I want to see the emails. Who else is on these emails? Because the Washington football team, as we know, have had some pretty bad work environments. There's been a lot of people accused of mistreating. So what? We don't see anything about Dan Snyder? No, nothing. 63,000 emails, and all we get is John Gruden. No, that's not. We need more answers, and the NFL will eventually have to come up. I would hope so.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I like. What's his name? Just the Washington owner. Forgot his freaking name. Snyder.
Yeah.
They're investigating him. Dude, I'm pretty sure. Didn't he have like topless women or something like that?
He's had dozens of.
He's had all kinds of stuff. I mean, sexual misconduct or whatever in the office, all kinds of sexual allegations with women in the office. I mean, this organization's been under the scrutiny for a while.
Yeah, so I'm with Gio on this one. Why? Because I think he doesn't like John Gruden. I think that's why he leaked this. We all know he leaked this.
Because John was.
You remember that John Gruden's also the general manager. He's not just the coach.
Not anymore. He's not. Now Mayock is 51%.
His position was both. So I mean, he's got to be. He's not just the coach. I mean, he does all the office stuff, this, that, and another.
You're right.
I mean, he's not just the coach, but I mean, that Josh Jacobs article was already saying that he was already losing the locker room when all this stuff came out. And that, I mean, it was a day, even a day went by.
Also, Mark knew about the emails, and he let John coach. And by the way, that team came out flat on Sunday. They came out flat, unexpired. They looked like a deer in the headlights. And I was upset because, of course, I had them in my parlay, and it didn't happen again.
But, I mean, do you think they already knew about it before the game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I
they just came out flat.
I mean, look at that. I mean, when they come out that flat, the players probably already knew and was like, all right, they already have a grudge against the coach. This, that, and another. Like, why are we playing for him? Da 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 da. You know, anything could happen. We're not there, but
I mean,
it's not a good situation by any means.
They have a player on their team who's LBGT, right? He's part of the committee. John saying these comments. It's like
Wesley Perkins chiming in. What's up? Thank you, Wesley Perkins, for listening as always, man.
Apparently, John Gruden dragged Jeff Fisher's name in one of those emails. So then Jeff Fisher had to come out and says, hey, the NFL didn't tell us to draft Michael Sam. I will say, though, they drafted Michael Sam with the 7th round. It looked very suspicious. As in the NFL says, hey, this isn't going to be good for PR. Can somebody draft him? It did look that way, but Jeff Fisher said,
Mr. Irrelevant. Come on.
All right. Well, and I'll say one more thing before this is a problem I have with professional athletes and coaching and this cancel culture. You have professional athletes who throw their girlfriends on guns with weapons, kick their girlfriends, child abusers, dog fighters, but yet they get chance after chance after chance after chance. John Gruden ain't getting another chance. John Gruden's done in the NFL. He's not getting another coaching gig. He's not getting any. That's a problem I have with there. Why is it one thing, like, just because you're good at a phenomenal athlete, that you're Josh Gordon, another one who keeps the protocol. He keeps getting reinstated. That's like a 7th time to be reinstated. How much time are we gonna give him a chance? But John Gruden's done at age of 56 coaching in the NFL. That's the problem I'm having with all this stuff.
I will say about the two differences. I think the coaches in this league are held to a higher standard. I mean, listen, if we would see Josh Gordon getting a lap dance, would you guys say no one's going to care, right? If Josh Gordon gets a lap dance, and some of the things though, Josh Gordon's more of a. I mean, listen, that's a different story. But yes, we had the Tyreek Hill incident. We've had the Kareem Hunt, the Adrian Peterson. So there's been several. Ray Rice in our league. Now, Ray Rice did eventually get the boot. Like, he was basically done.
But
right?
if the video did not happen, he was only going to get a 2-game suspension.
A 2-game suspension, and that's on the NFL. So I will say they're both wrong. I mean, Tyreek Hill hitting his kid was wrong, and what John Gruden said was wrong. 2 wrongs don't make it right, but the coaches are held to a much higher standard because they're literally the face, in some cases, the face of the organization. And especially John Gruden's character, his kind of Chucky vibe, his whole persona, I felt like it was even bigger. Because if you ask me, if this was maybe, I don't know, some wheelie-dilly college coach, I'm not sure if we would have really heard this. But, hey, it is what it is. Rest in peace, John Gruden. I'm sure in 5 years he'll be back in the booth.
He will be. It won't all be forgotten.
I'm not sure where, but I gotta believe eventually this may die down and he'll be back. Maybe not for ESPN, maybe Fox. They're a little bit more lenient, but
NFL Network, something you have to pay for, not. And
then you also had Randy Moss crying, though I thought that was a little weird. But anyway, hey. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But, yeah, I think there's going to be more, like Gio said, with these emails. You're going to see a lot more names coming on the next couple of weeks.
Can someone get Jerry Jones emails? Because I would like to see
I'm pretty sure he's panicking right now. Oh. I'm pretty sure he is panicking right now.
Jerry Jones is definitely, to me, on that damn list. And
he is. I'm pretty sure he has no nails left.
Robert Kraft email.
Robert Kraft is getting a massage somewhere with some Asian girl.
I will say, though, Robert Kraft probably should have been.
Yeah, I'm sure that's all.
I think he should have been removed from ownership, but I think for an owner is a little bit different because they actually own the team, but still. But see, the Robert Kraft thing kind of died down, though.
Exactly. Everything dies down. There'll be another big story, and that's why
I guess maybe that was a little bit more acceptable. Not really, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it died down because they won the Super Bowl. Within a week.
Well,
winning solves everything.
Too. This COVID, COVID happened too. Right after that too.
It's kind of like Deflategate, right? So they find out that the balls are whatever flat. They ask Bill Belichick, and what does Bill say? Well, don't ask me. Go ask Tom Brady, right? So it's like pushing the blame, and I think that was the beginning of the end of the relationship with Bill.
Oh, it's over. Especially after the Cowboys beat them pretty bad this week. Just saying. Anyway, that's the last Cowboy.
You better hope they beat them. You know what? I see these like top predictions. Cowboys #1 going to the Super Bowl? Really?
No.
We're really going to do this after beating the Giants. They
well,
lost to Tampa. They should have lost to the Chargers if it wasn't for Cook, who's a disaster of a tight end. He's always dropping passes. He's always doing something dumb, and they should have had the game. But anyway, the Cowboys are 4-1, and Bill Parcells said you are what your record says you are. So they're 4-1.
This team is defeating they're defeating them. So they're not playing to the level of competition like the old Dallas Cowboys were, right? I mean, this team looks different. That's why a lot of people are excited about this team, and I think that's why the different feel around this. But I will say this. If Dak Prescott goes down, you're screwed. I'm just saying. But anyway,
wait, don't you have Ben DiNucci?
No, we cut him. He's scouting.
No, he's somewhere in the south.
Yeah, we have Cooper Rush. That's who we have, baby. Anyway, let's get to these previews of this week. We guys, the first week of the bye week, so we don't have much game. Like we have some games, but not as much as we have in the past. But we're starting with this Thursday night game. Will, I'll start with you. I just do one game at a time, since we spent a little time on the John Gruden thing and stuff. Thursday night, it looks like an intriguing. You've asked me this a couple weeks ago. I didn't think this was going to be an intriguing matchup. But the Philadelphia Eagles coming off a big win last week against the Carolina Panthers, but which I'm starting to think that the Carolina Panthers really aren't for real either. They beat non-winning team, and then they beat the Saints. Well, they beat the Saints who had COVID issues and stuff like that. But the Buccaneers, Tom Brady coming off a 5-touchdown game, but he did injure his throwing thumb. If you ask him, he says that he had a lot worse injuries than what he has right now. He says he is going to play. Tom Brady is 8-1 on record on NFL Network games. Are you picking the Eagles in this one, Will?
No chance. I think they need some work.
It's in Philly.
I don't care. I think Tom can hand the ball off without hurting his thumb, and if he needs to, he can throw it where he needs to throw it. I mean, I think the Buccaneers they've lost. They're trying to set a precedent. They're trying to get in a roll. I just don't think the Eagles have enough firepower, to be honest with you. I think they're still trying to figure out their run game situation, if it's going to be Gainwell, if it's going to be Sanders. I think Philly's at least a year away before there's something special.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a bad matchup for Philly because Philly can't throw the ball and you cannot run the ball on this Buccaneers team. You can't. This Buccaneers team is like the only averaging 80 yards per, and that's what Jalen Hurts and all them are going to do. But Jalen Hurts got to be spectacular for them to win. I just don't see it. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well are going to win this game. Even if Tom Brady doesn't play, I think that they're going to win this game. I think Gronk's coming back too Thursday night too. I think, but all right, G, I'm giving you the game of the week.
So. Is he?
I heard. I haven't seen the injury report. They said that his plan was to return. I don't know if he is. I'll check that. Check my Facebook and Twitter.
Because he's out already.
Oh, okay, then he's out. I know there's talk about him. Anyway, Gio, the Jaguars are finally going home. The Jaguars are going home to where their new stadium is going to be in Wembley Stadium over there in London. That's going to be their new home for the next several years. Apparently, they always play. They love playing in London. They're the only team with 3 wins in London since 2017. Is this the week the Jaguars get the win?
Yep, this is it right here. It's Tua's scheduled to come back this week, right? I believe.
They're planning for him to come back this week, yes.
Give me Jacksonville.
Yeah, there's potential.
I think if this is the game, because if Tua's coming back, right, want to ease him in. And look at this. I trash the running back. What's his name from the Dolphins?
Gaskins, and he tore it up. He
tore it up. The dude tore it up.
I thought about you too. I'm like,
don't get me started.
So I put him on the bench because he's been stinking it up. I talked crap about him just like I did John.
Who didn't have him on the
Ruggs. He had like an amazing game. I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I still won the matchup pretty big, but I was like, what the heck? I swear, fantasy is so annoying. But give me Jacksonville, man. Give me Marvin Jones and James Robinson. I think they get it done this week for their first win.
I'm with you, G. I think they play a lot better in London. I think they just will go ahead and move the whole organization over there in London. I think they play a lot better in London. If they do move to London, that's Jacksonville. Jacksonville is for sure a team going, right?
And I feel like Miami's season's starting to teeter right now.
Yes.
And similar to the Colts, I think the Colts are
the Colts needed that win. The Colts needed that win last night, Monday night. They needed that win.
And I think they're letting Tennessee off the hook because honestly, Tennessee's defense is trash, but
right.
They're going to be able to run the ball as much as they do. Tennessee should win that division.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to win the division, and they might go like 8-8. Or no, wait, it can't be 8-8 this year, but
9-8.
9-8 could be.
But no, they could go 8-1.
The Titans should win this division. There's no reason why the Texans, Jacksonville, or whatever's left of the Colts should win this division. Give me Jacksonville.
Right. Indianapolis.
Oh, Lord. What a perfect segue to this.
I think Urban Meyer loses and he gets fired in it. Come on.
Well, here's the question: Does Urban Meyer make the does Urban Meyer stay and party and get a lap dance in London? Is there strip clubs over there? I mean, is there clubs
I'm
open?
pretty sure
open?
that
Red light
I'm pretty
district.
sure I'm sure the British get down and dirty too, Trey over there.
Anyway, that's a perfect segue to this game. The 1-4 matchups, which this is why I hate living in Texas when the Texans have to be on the CBS because we're not getting a good game. We're getting the freaking Texans and Colts. Man, it's ridiculous.
Dude, I remember when the Bucks were horrible for like 2010, like 2013, 14, like really bad, and they would play their games. I'm like, dude, can we just get something else?
Exactly.
Now I get NFL Sunday Ticket, but before it's like, dude, this is just brutal.
This is why I like the NFL Red Zone so much. I was like, all right, this is NFL. 7 hours of commercial-free football. But all right, Will, Texans almost should have beat the New England Patriots last week, let them off the hook a little bit. Colts coming off a devastating loss to Lamar Jackson and giving up all those points in this fourth quarter. Do the Colts win this week or the Texans get their second win?
Give me the Colts. Jonathan Taylor looked different. Michael Pittman looked good on Monday. It's a short week, but they're playing at home. Carson Wentz looked good. I feel like this team's close. I just think they're going to have a little too much firepower for Houston. So give me the Colts.
All right. I like that. I like Jonathan Taylor this week as well. All right. The battle for first place in Chicago. I know it's early. It's only October, but I still like it. You got the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, who probably shouldn't have won that game. I don't know. Coming after those 5 missed field. That was a weird game. Mason Crosby. But we've seen this before for Mason Crosby, right? Like he misses all these field goals and then he doesn't miss for like another 3,000 years. Anyway, you got the Packers at 4-1 traveling to Chicago with the new enlightened offense of Justin Fields. I'm just playing on that one. But do you see the Bears defense stopping Aaron Rodgers this week, or do you see the Packers taking the whole of this division and moving on? Gio, what is your prediction and why?
I like this game being here in Chicago because I know a lot of Bears fans, a lot of Packer fans, they go at each other. They send memes all day. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of them, and it's a hilarious rivalry. Give me the Packers, but I think the Packers can be vulnerable. Jair Alexander is still out. The Bears did show me something last week, even if it's a little pedestrian. Like they're going to need to run the football again. Give me the Packers, but I think the Bears have a good chance to upset them. I picked the Bengals last week, and it would have worked out if they would have wanted to kick some of their kicks in. But give me the Green Bay Packers. I don't think the Bears will have enough, but this is going to be a fun game. I'm going to watch this game.
I am too, because Cowboys
Have you seen all the
on CBS,
roster moves?
so we get this game. What?
Tom?
All the roster moves the Bears are making. They've added running backs. They've added linebackers. They've added a lot of people this week alone.
Yeah.
Because Montgomery's out for how long he's out? He's out for a while.
Yeah, but Damian Williams got hurt last week, so they added another running back on top of the guy that played last week. They added a bunch of people. They added like 4 new people I saw in a couple articles this morning.
Yeah.
But I think that the Bears have a solid. I think it's going to be a lot closer again than what people think. I think that I think getting more and more reps as a starter, I think you're going to see him progress and get a lot better as well. I think they're Matt Nagy's putting in offense for him. I think it's going to be getting better, but I still think the Packers squeak by just because I don't know why. Because every time I root against the Packers, they always win. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate the Packers. I hate that arrogant SOB. But you know what? He's Aaron Rodgers. He's going to kill you when he makes throws that no one else can make. I hate it. But yeah, he still chokes in the conference championship games. But that's neither here or there. All right.
Can't choke if the coach can give you the ball.
Oh, good God. I'm sorry. Didn't the defense create 3 straight turnovers? And what did Aaron Rodgers do in those 3 straight turnovers? 3 and outs. I'm saying what? It wasn't just that play that everyone's focused on. But whatever. We're moving on. A thing that I never thought I would say. You have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 2-3, visiting the Washington Football Team, who is 2-3. Both coming off devastating losses last week. Washington Football Team's defense is not as good as we thought it was. They have no pass rush. They don't have anything. They're giving up over 30 points a game. Do you think Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes goes off this week and scores 50 burger on this Washington team, Gio?
I don't think it's going
to. Whatever. Go ahead, Gio. I'll get both of you on this one.
I don't think it's going to be 50 points. They're going to win this football game. I honestly, this is going to be part of my parlay. The Chiefs are going to beat the Washington Football Team. I guarantee they're going to beat them.
Oh, so go ahead and put Washington in the winning market on that one.
I'm putting Chiefs on my parlay. They're going to win this game. I will say with Clyde out, he'll be back in like 4 weeks. I think it's a 3 or 4 week mark. So Damian Williams, I think, actually fits the running game a little bit more. Clyde's small, and they also run the ball so much out of the shotgun. It just blows my mind. They do it all the time. But anyway, give me the Chiefs. Washington can put up points. I think they're going to have to put up points, obviously. But the Chiefs are angry, and I felt like the Chiefs were getting burnt almost every play. And that safety they have, I forgot his name. It's not Matthews. It's the other guy. I think he's white. Dan Sorensen. He was getting lit up all night. Give me Chiefs. He was getting lit up all night. Give me the Chiefs. They should win this game comfortably. If they don't, then it's going to be a sad day in Kansas City, being 2-4.
Then you can basically march off the Chargers that's winning that division if that happens.
Yes, but I still think if the Chiefs can get into the playoffs, they're still a scary team.
They are. Will, your predictions of this game? Is it going to be 50-41 or something like that?
Maybe not.
It's going to be 50-41, but I think Kansas City is going to put up 40, at least 40. I think they're just going to toy with them. No pass rush. Patrick Mahomes gets to do what Patrick Mahomes likes to do. He'll look for Tyreek. He'll look for Kelsey. He'll dump pass it. He'll do what he does. He doesn't have to do any of those no-look passes. He doesn't have to run and do them flick passes. He doesn't have to do any of that. If there's no pass rush, he'll just sit there back there, take them apart.
Yeah, I think this is a must-win for the Chiefs. I agree with you. I think this is definitely a must-win. I think you can see Tyreek Hill come out, tell Travis Kelce on a good game. But Patrick, I think that the whole backyard football for the Kansas City Chiefs is catching up with them. The no-look passes, the fancy stuff. People are playing two deep safeties. They're making Patrick Mahomes be patient, and he hates it. He wants to score fast and quick. So he's going to have to learn to be a little bit patient and take those little
problem, though, is
passes.
Their defense has just been giving up so much points. And I think it's also forcing the offense to also be like, hey, we need to kind of go
more
style for style. And it's worked. But, guys, let's just be honest. They've been to, what, three straight AFC championship games. It's tough, man. They've been deep in the playoff runs. They've won a Super Bowl. They've been to 2 Super Bowls. So if any team I think is poised for a little hangover, it's definitely them. They've been playing a lot of football, and people are starting to catch up. And the Bucs had the blueprint. Similar to the Rams in 2018. The Rams were out there blowing people out, and then they went to Chicago on a 10-degree night, and the Bears put the blueprint out on the Rams. So they've just never been the same. So give me Kansas City, though. And they should win. They honestly should win this game.
They should. But it's NFL, right? So we never know.
It's the NFL, and yep.
All right, G, I'm going to leave this up to you. Do we really want to talk about your Rams versus Giants game? Is anyone? Seriously.
Hey, you know what, though? Hey, Tony, the wide receiver, he did a number. Yeah, he did a number on the Cowboys. I watched the game for a little bit, but he's fast. He looks really good, actually. If they could just get him the ball, I like him with that receiving core. Daniel Jones is banged up. I don't know if Galladay is going to play this week. I think he's doubtful.
But
I think the
Slayton-
Rams get the offense. Yeah, Slayton's out.
Barkley's
defense-
out.
he's supposed to play.
Oh,
Saquon?
well, I think the
No,
Rams.
Slayton and what's his name are both supposed to play. The guys that have the last two wide
Okay.
receivers that have been Shepard.
Oh, yeah. So
scheduled to play.
give me the Rams, though. I think this is a get right game. It was a tough game in Seattle. I think the Rams put into high gear. The last time the Rams were here, they blew out the Giants. I don't expect the same thing, but I think the Rams are coming in there with some business. The Rams have the Giants, the Giants, Lions, and the Texans the next 3 weeks. So should be a good flow of games. And then we have our division. We got to beat San Francisco. I'm tired of those fans in the Bay Area. But anyway, go Rams.
Right. This game has a feel for me like the Rams should blow them out, right? But it's not going to happen. Like it'll be like one of those close games all the way to the fourth quarter or something. I think the Giants have a chance. It's NFL, man. You never know.
Remember last year? Last year it was 10-9. The game was close, and then the Rams scored late. The Giants' defense, though, I think was better last year than it is this year so far.
Yes.
But I think the Giants being on the road, it's probably going to be gloomy out there. So it could definitely happen. It could be kind of a messy, rainy game. So
All right.
Just all depends if
the
Daniel
Giants.
Jones plays. I mean, if he's out, they're out. If he's in, I think
Dude,
they have a
the
chance.
way he ain't playing, dude. He looked like a person who got pulled over for a field sobriety test, dude. That guy was
why wasn't there a flag on that play?
I know
because he was
because Daniel Jones lowered
he was
his
a
head.
runner. He lowered his head, and it wasn't. But I mean,
Okay.
but Saquon,
That was actually
but-
really bad, though. That was a bad
It was.
concussion. Like you
It
you-
was
like,
horrible.
And I tell you what's worse is the Saquon Bar. Dude, this guy can't. The Giants are going to have to figure out they're going to pay this guy at the end of the year. I mean, I know he's a great running back, but he cannot stay healthy. I mean,
do you let him walk?
I would.
I mean,
I don't
do
know if he's
you-
worth the money. I mean, if
If
you're going to
I'm-
give him 90 mil, I mean, why?
if I'm
he's
the
gonna be injured?
Giants, honestly,
Franchise.
I let him walk because that offensive line is still in disarray. Honestly,
They don't get the draft right on the offensive line.
they have Thomas on the left side from Georgia. They got some pieces there, but just let him walk because honestly, I think he needs a change of scenery. If he goes to let's say he goes to the Dolphins, or if he goes to, I don't know, the Chicago Bears, maybe. I don't know. Like if he goes to the Eagles, like if he goes a change
Right.
of scenery, a better football team. I just think the Giants, they have a good receiving core, pretty good, but
Mhm.
pretty good. You know, I don't know.
He just needs to go somewhere where he can split the time. He can't be a durable bell cow, and that's what they need him to be. They need him to be the wide receiver. They need him to play the slot. They need to give him the ball to let him do it. I just think he's not. He needs to be a two tandem back.
Agree. All right, moving on. Oh man, I'm doing it, guys. I'm calling for the upset. This is the week.
The Patriots over the
Lions.
Cowboys.
Patriots
Not
or the
there.
Cowboys?
No, the Lions are going to win their first
Oh.
game against the Cincinnati Bengals this week. I'm telling you, I'm playing for Campbell. I like this Campbell as a head coach.
Wait, was
They
he
got
crying
robbed.
on Sunday?
He was. That's why I like him. He cares. You don't see that from head football. Like you think the big, bad, tough men, and this guy feels for his team. I think the team's going to rally against it. I think they're going to get it. Cincinnati's coming off that weird loss against Green Bay. This just feels like an upset pick to me. Will, are you with me on this one? Please tell me you are.
Yeah.
As I'm going to quote my good friend who's from Michigan, same old Lions. Same old Lions. I think they're going to play hard. I think they're going to make it closer than it needs to be. But in the end, Dan Campbell might be crying again.
Oh, man.
You know that Jared Goff has not won a game without Sean McVay?
Yes, you keep bringing up that stat every week.
It's a crazy stat because, I mean, obviously Jared had a better team in LA. But yeah, I think the Bengals, honestly, it's like when you try to believe in them and then they screw it up.
Exactly.
I went for them for the Bears, and then they flat, and then they win a big game against Pittsburgh, right? And then they go lay an egg. Well, not lay an egg, but they were really inconsistent in that game. And then Tyler Boyd seems to be getting lost now within the offense. The Bengals, I'm getting like a 8-9 type of season from them. I think they're going to be up and down, but they're coming soon.
I mean, their offense is clicking. I mean, Chase is going to be, I think he's number 7 in fantasy leaders this year so far. He's going to be a great, I mean, apparently he can't catch an NFL football after all the nonsense of that crap. But moving on. The Ravens coming from a great 16-point comeback victory over the Indianapolis Colts. Chargers are flying high, coming from behind in a weird ending to that game where he didn't want to score, but the Browns pushed Eckler in, which helped me out on DraftKings because he gave me $8 in that game with that touchdown. So good job by the Browns for pushing him in and getting that touchdown. But Baker Mayfield, I don't think he's a guy for Cleveland. He can't win close games. He can't drive a team down and win the game. Give me the Chargers in this one. I think Justin Herbert is second in MVP voting right now. I think Lamar Jackson comes down to earth after this week. I think Chargers overtake it, even though it is a noon kickoff game. That's a terrible thing for the West Coast teams when they travel to the East Coast. But I think Justin Herbert and that offense has way too much firepower for those Ravens and all the injuries and COVID things that's going on with them. But Will, you agree? I mean, Gio, do you agree with me on this one?
Sure. I mean, I think the Ravens win this game.
Wow, I think Chargers win.
I think the Ravens. Did you see what the Browns did rushing the football, by the way? They really ran it down their throat, and we know what the Ravens like to do, ball control offense. I think this could be a really recipe for the Ravens this week. It's going to be a good football game, though. But I think give me Lamar. He's starting to mature a bit. I know Trey isn't a fan, but you could see that process of him being able to throw at certain times. He's looking a little bit more consistent. You know what? Give me the Ravens.
Well, if Blankenship, if your Georgia boy would hit a field goal, it wouldn't have been we'd be talking about Carson Wentz and how good of a game he played.
Blankenship, I don't know what happened. His glasses may have been fogged.
Oh, Lord. All right. Let's go to the Vikings and Panthers. I think we're going to see a Christian McCaffrey sighting in this game.
Probably
Vikings
not.
come. I'm hoping they do because they can't run the ball without him. But anyway, I think the Vikings Panthers. Vikings have that awesome receiver Kirk Cousins. Drove the ball and broke the Lions' heart last week. Do we see a different Kirk Cousins? It ain't a primetime game. Carolina Panthers. They come back down to earth a little bit, but does the defense step up? Do you have the Panthers winning this game, Will?
I think the Panthers are going to win. I know McCaffrey's supposed to be back. I think Hubbard has done a good job with him out. They're missing a little. The Panthers are missing a little something with McCaffrey not on the field. Throwing the passes, the screen passes, him flanking out in the slot. Like he just, Hubbard, for some reason, they don't use him the same way. They don't try to get him the catches, the out in space. I mean, he got 100 yards last week, but not much, nothing flashy after that. I think the secondary is really going to suck up Minnesota's wide receiving core. They're going to make Kirk Cousins throw it. They're going to make him throw it in small windows. They're going to try to make this. They're going to try to see if Dalvin Cook's healthy. Let's put it that way. If Minnesota's going to have a chance, I think Madison's going to be the reason why. He looks a lot healthier. He looks a lot more shifty right now. I feel like Cook's just worried about his legs, his hamstring. I mean, he's always hurt every year, and he's out for an extended period of time. Madison just looked healthier last week, and I think the secondary, they're going to have to run the ball to be successful this year or this week if Minnesota wants to win.
All right. You heard it here from Will. Let's pay tribute to a little bit of sponsors. Make sure you go to DraftKings this week. We got a lot of good games. They have leagues from anything you want, from NBA to hockey started. Everything you need. Make sure you use the promo code. If I can get it. Sorry. There we go. Use the promo code TPPN to get your account started today. Guys, it's fast and easy. All you got to do is just go to DraftKings.com, use that promo code, and then you can start building your draft right there and then. It's fast, simple, take you 5 minutes. Take a little time away from whatever you're doing. Just go have a long time and set your DraftKings lineup today. It's just that simple. Make sure you use the promo code TPPN. Also, if you're like Gio and myself, and I don't know, Will, maybe, we go to Busher.com/sweep the league. Make sure you do that right there to make sure you get your parlays in, because games start tomorrow night. We have college football tomorrow. We have hockey starting. We have a good hockey game going on right now as well. I don't know why I'm in this hockey phase, because I guess it's finally back on cable TV, and I love watching hockey for whatever reason. But you have that. All the sports are going on. We have the league championship series going on in baseball. NFL is in the midst of the midseason. College football is in conference play. Make sure you get those parlays in. If you don't want to parlay, they have prop bets as well. They have prop bets.
Yeah, you know what? Also,
wagers.
trainer, cut you off the prop bets on parlays too. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do a ton of
there
those, and you can make some really good money.
Yes, you can. So make sure you go to Busher.com. Make sure you use the /sweep the league on that as well. Also, if you have damage to nicks, dinks into your car, take it to the Lewis and those guys over there at United Collision Care Center. They'll get you hooked up right away. No hassle, no nothing. They'll get you hooked up on the street in no time. Make sure you go to United Collision Care Center to get all your dinks and dents out of your car. Those guys will take really good care of you over there. And also, Project Spurs, basketball season starts Tuesday night. I can't believe we're saying that, even though I really don't get into basketball until after Christmas. I think Christmas is actually the start day for NBA. But anyway, Project Spurs, they got you anything covered from Spurs to NBA. Also, they get you all the latest NFL news as well. They have a podcast that just came out. Make sure you go listen to it on Project Spurs. Those guys know all their stuff. Go check them out, Project Spurs. Thank y'all for everything that y'all do and being a sponsor for us. All right, now we're going to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. I know it's late. I know some of us live on the East Coast. I'm sorry, but I just like talking football. All right, we'll go with Gio on this one. Cardinals-Browns. The Browns led 1-0 away against the Chargers. This is a matchup between both Oklahoma quarterbacks, back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners. Do you think the Cardinals get the loss against that Browns team? Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt run wild against the Cardinals this week, Gio.
The Cardinals have been flirting with losses. Minnesota had them. The Rams didn't have them. But last week, San Francisco was playing very well. Give me the Browns this week. I think they're going to run that football. The Cardinals defense, just by looking at them, they're missing something right now on the front seven side. They're not as good as they were at the beginning of the year. The Browns are going to run the football. They're going to get this win. They're going to beat the Cardinals this week.
And it is in Cleveland. Will, you're
The
the
dog
Browns
pound.
guy.
The
Dog pound getting it done?
Oh, I figured if I pegged this game for the Browns to win. If the Cardinals got to 5-0, I had this already circled as a win for the Browns. The Cardinals haven't looked necessarily the greatest over the last few weeks. I mean, I feel like they should have beat San Francisco more handedly than they did. Just a couple games, I just don't think they should have played better. I think the 5-0 catches up to them. I think they get a little lackadaisical coming out to the East Coast-ish. Weather's not really going to be a factor. I just think it's going to be a running show. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. Baker might throw it to Njoku. Who knows? He's like the only person he can hit.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, you know what? He does have a torn labrum, so let's give him a little leeway there. But yeah.
All right.
They're going to franchise him.
They are.
I mean, if they make a deep playoff run, I mean, I think franchise him is probably best. You can keep doing what they do with Kirk Cousins, like franchise him every year, and he just gets more money and more money.
All right, let's talk about those Raiders. John Grudenless Raiders going to Broncos. Are the Raiders this depleted where they're going to start going back down the earth and they're going to start having this big old losing streak? Or Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos, are they going to capitalize and seize the moment, knowing the Kansas City Chiefs are down and contend for the AFC West and get the big victory? Gio, what's your prediction in this game?
This is kind of an interesting game because normally coaches don't get fired at the beginning of the season normally, right? So you have an interim head coach. I think it's Rich Bisciotti or something like that. Anyway, normally with new coaches, right, they have their own schemes they like. I'm not sure what to expect here. Are they going to have that kind of run and pound that they've been doing, play action pass, or are they going to spread everybody out, go 5 wide? Not sure what to expect from this offense. But give me the Raiders to bounce back this week. They were sluggish the past few weeks, actually, after getting to a hot start. Give me this offense. I think they can get it going. Denver's defense has not looked good the past few weeks. They've had some tough matchups, but give me the Raiders to bounce back. It's a rivalry game. The Broncos don't like the Raiders, so give me the Raiders, Trey. I think they bounce back this week in spite of John Gruden not being there. Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm with you. I'm not touching this one on Busher.com. I'm really not. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go on this one.
This is probably a pick'em game. I don't know if I'll touch this, but I think the Raiders will rally around and say, you know what, John Gruden doesn't define us, and
yeah, I'm getting the Broncos at home. I think they get back on the winning track. I think that defense steps up. I think Derek Carr is crying because he lost his man crush in John Gruden. He feel like a little baby boy of his. Like he always wanted him to like make him feel better about himself. I don't know what it is. And I like Carr a lot, but it just felt like it was a weird relationship between them two. And after losing his head coach, I don't know if it's going to be a helpful thing. Where
they got to get
Gruden's not going to be coaching him.
Darren Waller needs to get more involved. Like the past few weeks, just hasn't been there. I would like to see a more wide open offense. Of course, you're going to run the football, Trey, but start getting Kenyon Drake out there as a receiver. Start really just spreading the ball. They got weapons there. Use them.
You're right.
So, not sure what to expect from the offense. We could expect the same thing, but some coaches like to spice things up, and that could be the case on Sunday.
It could be. All right, let's move on to this game. I know you really don't want to talk about it. I know you don't want to talk about it. The Cowboys visiting Bill Belichick and those New England Patriots, baby. Dallas should win this game very easily. I mean, they should. I'm one of those Cowboy fans. Yes, I'm happy we're 4-1, but at the same time, I still have 25 years of Dallas Cowboy heartbreak, and they find ways to lose games. Like this is like they're hitting the easy part. Like they have New England this week, they have a bye week, and then they have like teams with losing records like the next 4 weeks. They should take control and they should have this division wrapped up by November until they face Kansas City. They should, but something in me, it's like the same old Dallas Cowboys. I can't until I see it. I just can't do it. But this looks like a new Dallas Cowboys team. They're blowing out teams that they should be blowing out. New England's one of those teams. They don't have their best cornerback in Gilmore anymore. They got traded to Carolina. I think the receivers should have a field day on them. Defense is stepping up. Can they keep forcing those turnovers? Because they do give up yards, but this defense is a lot better. They're ball hawking. They give up a lot of yards here and there. They can still have a little bit of issues. But Trayvon Diggs so far is your defensive player of the year. The only question I have is he going to get another interception this game, or does Bill Belichick tell him keep putting in the head of Mac Jones, do not throw it to Trayvon, do not throw it to Trayvon. But the problem with that is Trayvon doesn't stay on one side; he goes both sides. That's the problem. That's where Trayvon has that makeup speed where that guy he could be a best cornerback in the league in the next 3 or 4 years. This guy has all the essentials right there. Remember, he was a receiver going into Alabama until Nick Saban changed him over to cornerback, and that was the best thing that ever happened to Trayvon Diggs. But I like the Cowboys in this one. I know I feel like a homer, but they just should win this game. I think they're going running in high. I hope they don't listen to the hype that all everyone's having the number 2 team in the NFL. They should be Super Bowl bound, all this and that. I think it might get in their head, but I still think they win. I think they win by 3 points. I think it's going to be a lot closer game, especially going into because you don't know what weather's going to. But if they keep running the ball like the way they're doing, no one's going to stop this Dallas Cowboys offense. Give me the Cowboys 27-24 in this one. Gio.
Yeah, Trey, I think it's the same idea here. Cowboys should really win this game. Their offense has been clicking. Their defense has really improved since last year's debacle. This game is in New England, so I do give the Patriots a puncher's chance here. Can Bill Belichick, his defensive wizardry, can he create something? Because remember, that Tampa game, I think Tom had some struggles in that game. That game wasn't an easy up and down game. Now, the weather was but the weather in New England this time of year isn't great, just like it is in Chicago. So not sure what the forecast is here. If it's a gloomy, windy, kind of rainy day, this could be one of those sloppy games. Give me the Cowboys, though. They're the better football team. They should win this game. But as you know, Trey, the NFL will humble you from week to week.
Right.
And I think Cowboys are better. They should win this game, but don't be surprised if old Bill got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, this is a tricky game for me. These Cowboy we're going to win the rest of it, whatever. I'm one of these Cowboy fans that I'm like, until I see it, man, until you go into a championship game, I mean, I just don't trust. I don't trust Mike McCarthy and his timeout use, his clock management. He sucks at it. I don't understand no wonder why Aaron Rodgers always had to be calling timeouts and stuff, because this guy, I can't see the clock at SoFi. There's 5,000 clocks in SoFi. Give me a freaking break. But anyway, the Cowboy team should win it. If they run the ball, if the offensive line stays healthy, give me the Cowboys in this one. The Sunday night game, I don't know if it's even worth watching anymore. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks. No Russell Wilson. He's out 4 to 8 weeks with an injury. He hasn't missed a game in his whole career. Now he's going to be on injured reserve. Steelers finally threw the ball deep, and Big Ben, I think, had to ice his shoulder after the game because I don't think he ever threw the ball that many times deep. No Juju Smith-Schuster. He's out. He's having surgery. But I do like the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one. The Seattle Seahawks defense is just horrendous. They're horrible. They can't stop a nosebleed. I think this is a game where they have Najee Harris go off a little bit this game. I think Najee is going to have a good game. If you're DraftKings, I'll pick Najee Harris. I think he's going to rush the ball, catch the ball in the back. I think he's going to have maybe 2 touchdowns this game. I think he gets back on track this week. Give me the Steelers in this one by 10 points.
Yeah, give me Pittsburgh. I think Seattle right now it's some uncharted waters, right? I mean, Russell Wilson's going to be out for the next few weeks. Can they tread waters? Because, Trey, if they lose 3 games, I mean, they could be what, 2-6, 2-7, maybe. That could be a disastrous season. Pete Carroll, I think the past few seasons they've made the playoffs. I think obviously because of Russ, but defensively, that's his calling card. And as great as Bobby Wagner is at middle linebacker, and he's fantastic, Jamal Adams can't cover a soul in coverage. I'm not sure why you give a safety, and I get it. He's a box tackling safety. You just paid him a bunch of money, and he can't even cover.
Exactly right.
He can't cover. But give me Pittsburgh. I think they're going to run this ball. They're probably not going to throw it more than 10 yards because of his shoulder. But I think Pittsburgh continues that streak. Seattle right now, they're trending in the wrong direction, and DK Metcalf, though, you know what? Geno Smith played well, but
he did.
There's a difference between coming into a game and actually a team game planning for you within a week.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Pittsburgh. I think they're going to blitz the hell out of that offensive line. I like Pittsburgh here as well against Seattle. I think this could be a good game to parlay. I just think Pittsburgh, they should, but who freaking knows with Ben's shoulders?
I think Ben has one game that he can throw it deep, and then he has to rest it like a relief pitcher for the next 6 weeks. So I give me Steelers in this one. I say nothing in it. All right, the final game of the week. It's actually a good one, a great Monday night game. Buffalo Bills travel to Tennessee, and for Mike Vrabel defense, who's going to give off his left nut to win a Super Bowl. You better get that defense started off right, because he's going to keep those testicles if it keeps happening, because that defense is horrendous. If AJ Brown's probably going to play out, Julio Jones, I don't know if he's going to play, but man, Derrick Henry has more yards than 27 other teams. No one can stop this. get stronger and stronger. But that defense, I think Josh Allen and that offense is just clicking on all cylinders right now. After losing to Pittsburgh, I think it humbled them, and I think like, oh crap, here I think you just woke a sleeping giant. I think Buffalo is the best team in the NFL right now. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. I just believe that Josh Allen is playing MVP-like numbers. Trey Diggs is not even one of the top 20 wide receivers in fantasy right now, and they're doing this with Moss in the backfield, Singletary. The running game is helping out, and then you have Josh Allen as well running it. I like the Bills to go ahead and keep winning on Monday night. They get that extra day of rest after the big win against Kansas City. I just like Josh Allen and the Bills. Will, are you with me? You have the Bills over the Titans on this one.
Absolutely. This game might get out of hand quickly. I think this is going to be a game that goes off. I think the Bills on all. It looks like they're slowly changing the running back. I think Matt Moss is going to slowly start taking the number one reps. I think if Josh Allen can rush for a game, I think you can't. It's going to be hard to beat this team.
Not so fast, my friend.
I knew you were doing this.
I got the Tennessee Titans this week. I think this is the week Tennessee offensively gets it going. Julio Jones should be back. Brown's there. King Henry's also back there. I don't know. This is, to me, I think Tennessee gets the upset. I think the Bills are flying high up there in upstate New York, and I think the Titans get them in an upset this week. I honestly think they're going to run that rock as hard as they can. And by the way, everyone, if you listened to the show last week, I said get a bet in that King Henry would score 3 touchdowns. And that's exactly what he did last week. He scored 3 touchdowns against that lonely team. But give me Tennessee in the upset. I like Tennessee. This screams upset to me this week. They're flying high. They're going to come back down to earth this week.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening. That has been all of our picks. I know it's late for Will. I need to get him out of here.
Damn, Trey.
Dude, I'm on vacation, so I forgot all about y'all had to work tomorrow. I'm sorry. I mean, I had to take a couple of days.
I work from home, so it's, I just wake up and go to my computer.
I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. I mean, after we get off the show, we go back and we go look at everything. And I will say this real quick. Don't do what I did last week and forget that there's a London game this week, and that the game started at 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. I totally forgot that Ridley's in all my fantasy leagues that I had. It killed me this week. And I also forgot about the Thursday night game as well. I've been so busy with everything. Remember, London games equal early games. Make sure you get those draft signs tonight or early tomorrow morning, right when you wake up. Get that bowl of cereal. Make sure you're doing the lineup right before, because don't be like me and screw your league up. Because luckily I had a couple people go off and give me a lot of points, but I lost a couple leagues because I didn't sit really. So make sure you check all your fantasy lineups as well. But this has been Sweep the League podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Everything without y'all wouldn't be possible. You can follow me at Trade3025 on Twitter. Geo at Coach Geo. That is 2 O's because the other Geo doesn't want to give up his other handle. Will at Will Nation 7. That's capital W and a capital N at 7. And also Rudy at Sweep the League. And then we also have Austin Hartsville MLB. Also, I want to pay tribute to DraftKings for letting us do their promo code at TPPN. Make sure you join them today. Like I said, you don't have to do NFL. You can do a lot of other things as well. NFL, NBA, NHL, golf. You can do whatever you want to. Sign up today. Use that promo code. It's a lot of fun, and it's very simple and easy. Go visit our friends over there at DraftKings to get signed up today. Also, if you feel like a betting man this weekend, feeling kind of lucky, go to Busher.com. That's www.busher.com/sweep-the-league to get it signed up today. Like Gio said, you can use a lot of those prop bets to in your parlays, win a lot of money that way. You can also do single games. You can do whatever you want to. Make sure you go to Busher.com. Get those bets in today as well. Also, we want to thank United Collision Care Center, Lewis, and those guys. If you have a dink in your car or whatever the case may be, car not running, go take it to those guys. They'll make sure to make it look brand spanking new, just like you got it off the showroom floor. Those guys, Lewis and the United Collision Care team, will all take really good care of you as well. And also, Project Spurs, they just had a new podcast that just came out last night. It's a very good podcast. Go take a listen to it. They got you covered from the Cowboys to NFL to Spurs to NBA. Anything you need to know, those guys over there do a very phenomenal job. Thank y'all for sponsoring us. That is Project Spurs. Make sure you go check them out. For Will, for Gio, for me, for Rudy, make sure you check Rudy's new show out this Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. That is where Rudy's at right now. He's busy. He has a lot of paperwork to do and everything like that. And also, I just got word that the UTSA Roadrunners as well, homecoming, it's 50% off seats. And make sure you go tailgate and do it right. Go support your San Antonio Birds, man. Birds up. Jeff Traylor and those guys are doing a really good job over there. Go support your Birds and everything like that. So for Will, for Gio, for myself, for Rudy, for everybody, this has been Sweep the League. We have conquered all the leagues, even some college talk. We'll be back Sunday morning during the London game to get all your fantasy needs and everything like that at 9 a.m. So don't make sure you miss that. Until Sunday morning, guys, peace. We're out.